Actually came up with the idea of doing the walk. I went out to the Lake District one day and I think I just saw a signpost that said Cumbria Way, and I was like, oh, what's that? So I did a bit of research and looked into it, and I thought, oh, this could be a challenge that we could all do. I first mentioned it to Dom when we were playing pitch and putt one time, and he seemed quite interested.
I think you mentioned it before and we didn't really take it on, and then you mentioned it again, and
so we went out another evening and Chris joined us.
In the pub, we're having something to eat. If I remember correctly, we'd been to a Talio beforehand. We said, let's go walking. And we was like, right, okay, what, walking and camping? No, we'll go walking. We'll do the Cumbrian Way.
Well, my brother David said that he was thinking about doing this walk, and pretty sure that they'd said, like, him and Chris and Dom discussed it all already, really. It sounded like it was a done deal.
I think I'd just come back from the US, and I don't know, I think I'd just gone to meet you and the guys in our local pub, Swift, and just doing a bit of catch up, and everyone was pretty psyched about it, and I was up for it from the get-go. Pretty cool idea. I was game no matter what.
It was a 5-day walk, but we were thinking about doing it in 4 days. Now, from what I can remember, I think Dom was on board with the 4 days, but Chris was a bit unsure. But he kind of agreed to it.
The Cumbrian Way, for experienced walkers, recommended to do over 5 days. 5 days. Key about 5 days.
somebody felt that you could do it a lot quicker than what you estimated the walk should be, because they thought you could work quicker. I'm not going to name names or put blame today of who the person was, because I don't think we shouldn't live in a blame culture.
We're not experienced walkers. We've done a couple of little walks. You know, it's not even like we go walking at Beacon Fell.
We all made the decision together that we could do it over those set days, and I think we all should stick to it like we did. And I don't think people should moan about it, to be honest.
Well, I didn't really know much about it. I only knew what my brother David told me, really. So he'd said that it was a 5-day walk. Can't remember the distance that he said, but he said that it'd be quite far. But he reckoned we'd be able to do it in 4 days, and we'd be going on like different trips and going to some pub lunches and stuff like that.
I'd done some research about the walk, and at the end of the day, when it came to planning it, I thought, well, we're going from A to B, bring some food, hopefully stop somewhere in between, and that'd be it.
I was looking forward to it. It sounded like a good trip, like walking. I've done quite a lot of walking in the past. You just do a good lads trip.
I felt optimistic. I was looking forward to spending time with good friends, have nice walks, nice food, and I was looking forward to having something different, you know, a new adventure.
There was a lot of optimism. I had my reservations, but I didn't want to be the guy who brought people down. It's not the role I wanted to play.
Went to the train station, had a nice chat on the train.
I know.
I'm feeling alright, yeah. I'm a bit tired.
What time did you get back into England?
I think it was about, I want to say about 4? Yeah. But
Let's have a quick look at your bag. What have you got in it? Anything special?
well, I've got some treats for the road, which
Yeah.
will keep us going. I found a nice little £1 poncho from.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I've got it from
Did you get
Tesco
it?
though instead of
What?
yeah.
We'll compare them, see better quality.
We'll see, yeah.
Yeah.
So I met up with Dom at the train station in Blackpool, and we went to Preston and met up with Eoin and Chris, who had been at Preston the day before as well.
I think I just ran into you both as well. We didn't text.
Yeah.
I think we knew we were both going to meet there, but I just got off the train. I turned around and you guys were just there, so that was handy.
It's been a busy weekend for me. I had to travel down to Wakefield for my nephew's christening, and then come straight from Wakefield to Preston train station where I met the guys.
So Chris turned up in this hat, absolutely ridiculous.
I think there was a lot of jealousy toward the hat.
You can see why Chris wore the hat. I think I have to say, if I had the choice between my hat and Chris's hat, I probably would go for Chris's hat. I think it was a bit more stylish than mine. Not that I encouraged him to buy it originally.
He only buys those kind of things because he knows it annoys me.
Dom especially was jealous of my hat. I think because he's more bald than me, he regretted not buying a hat.
This is my thing. He does not like the hat himself. He doesn't enjoy wearing it. The only thing he likes is how mad it makes me and how I know he looks an imbecile.
No, even when it got too much, I could just adjust my hat, put it down like this. You know, no, all the greats wear hats.
We had a couple of drinks in the train station. It was ridiculously expensive, I remember.
I think I was a bit anxious that I was grossly unprepared in what I brought, because I was wearing trainers. All the walking kit, Chris had his hat, everyone had fucking sticks, all like brand new kit, and I just rocked up wearing like just chinos and trainers, just like, hey guys, I've got alcohol.
Went up to Babbo, that was alright, standard train journey, nothing exceptional.
I've lost. Doesn't
No,
matter.
maybe not. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Owen is the winner.
Not in life.
Fix. It was a fix. I'm telling you.
Brutal.
It was a
Where'd you work?
That game was rigged.
No, I wasn't on about that, just generally.
When we got to Barrow, we went to checking out our first accommodation, which admittedly was the best accommodation. And then this is where the trouble started, didn't it?
When we went up to the room, David had booked the wrong rooms. He'd booked double rooms for me and Chris, double rooms for him and Owen.
I think we're all going to spoon. Me and Dom spooning in one room, and Owen and David in another.
Now, Chris is usually a man that wants someone else to go down and complain or get someone else, but I've never seen him so angry about the idea of him having to sleep in the same bed as me. He marched straight downstairs and got a poor lonely girl up to change these double beds around. Now I was thinking, Chris, you know, she's not very strong. No, Chris was adamant that this poor girl had to go into 2 rooms and change the double beds.
You know, we sorted the bed situation out, went down, we had a decent meal, a couple of drinks.
Dom, how would you rate the hotel?
Well, now I found out that it's not a double bed and I'm not sharing a double bed with Chris, I'd kind of rate it about, for price including, I reckon it's a solid 9 to be fair.
Yeah. Chris, how would you...
Chris is on his phone at the moment,
Well,
so let's come off his phone.
Well, I was led to believe that the room would contain 2 beds. So upon arrival, to see one big bed, I was a little bit shocked and upset. I don't know how David wants to spend his night. Owen, you might be with it. But I've managed to rectify the situation. I've managed to rectify the cock up that David Bin has done it. It's only day 1. Not even day 1. It's not even started yet.
How's the drink going down, Owen?
Yeah, grand. Good hotel, definitely. Shame. Look, pay-per-view. How expensive is that? No complimentary condom as well. Oh. It's supposed to be a fancy, high-class establishment, and they want me to pay £20 for a night of pay-per-view.
We'd just come back from stag do and wasn't really sure if I'd be in a fit state to start walking straight away. Decided to meet up with the boys on the morning of the walk.
He'd been at a stag do and there'd been a girl who wanted a good night's sleep or something like that, I don't know. didn't bring his dummy, who knows, I don't know, he didn't get full details.
Eddie met us in Ulverston, the start point of the Cumbria Way, on the Monday, and although we probably set off probably later than we'd like to, we didn't think it was too much of a hindrance. We were already raring to go.
I think we started too late. I'd like to blame Eddie, but he was there on time, so we can't really blame him. I just think it was poor planning. I don't know who it was that made the idea to start at 12 o'clock, and I'm not going to point fingers because I don't think this is a blame. I think this is about enhancing the experience we had for other people. So I don't want to put blame, but maybe start 7 o'clock.
So we got to Ulverston, lovely place, very friendly people. I even wrote a Facebook status about it. Lovely guys. Many people stopped to ask, oh, what are you doing? You do the Cumbria Way? Oh, that's really good. And obviously where we met up with Eddie, who I think had took his nappy and bib off and became a man and joined up.
We were all in high spirits. I think Eoin might have had a few shots of his, I think was it gin that he had, I can't remember. Some sort of spirit to get him going.
I had a secret weapon. This weapon was alcohol. I was wasted the first day.
Quite nice weather it was. I don't think it was raining, but it was good. Backpack on, ready to go really. But there was a little bit of construction work going on there, and we immediately went the wrong way. So the first thing we had to do was turn around and go back and go a different way to make sure we got going. We had maps and stuff like that to go by.
First day, adrenaline. First few hours we were on fire. First part of the walk we may have walked the wrong way, but it's quickly corrected, you know. Not many of us moaned, only one of us moaned at that point, but that's like a running theme throughout the whole walk, I feel, one of us moaning.
Always one. No, but then you did describe him as something else. There's Eddie. He's ready. Joined us this morning. He's rested. Looks sharp. Chris, that hat is ridiculous.
How did it?
Owen and David at the front.
I'm getting a lot of hate for my hat.
Yeah?
Are you surprised?
No. Yeah, the first day was good. It was a bit muddy. There was a lot of like fields trekking, and it was quite marshy. And my feet got wet pretty much instantly. But there was really a lot of nice people as well. Everyone was super friendly, and everyone kind of knew what we were doing as well, which was kind of cool.
It was alright. I felt like the path was quite well signposted, but it was quite an effort to try and get the right direction all the time. We got going with our supplies that we brought with us, and started walking. It was quite nice because there wasn't really near too many roads and stuff. We walked through a farm, saw quite a lot of different animals and stuff, countryside and all that jazz. Lake District, good.
The day was nice. I think I did underestimate how far a mile was walking, to be honest. When you said only 3 miles, I thought we'd boss it out in 20-30 minutes, but so that was underestimated.
Everyone was definitely naive and cocky about how easily we do it and how simple it'd be, which we would find out later on as the day went on how hard it was.
I found that we kind of taking it fairly leisurely. We were just having a chat as we were going along, enjoying some of the sights, taking pictures. I'm sure Chris stopped and looked at some of the local wildlife, the animals as well. It quickly became quite evident that it was going to be an issue with the backpacks. That I felt it wasn't. I quite enjoyed having the task of carrying something heavy on my back, but after an hour or two it did start to feel quite heavy. And also when the rain started to come down, we all had to put our waterproofs on our rucksacks, and I'm sure Chris whacked on his poncho as well. You finding it, Chris?
Pretty tough going. I don't think we accounted for the weight of the backpacks and Owen's pace.
Oh, to be honest, he's doing a good job keeping us going, really, isn't he?
He seems to think it's a marathon.
Yeah.
But we're not all 6'5" with really long legs.
And what about your hat?
I think just under a fiver. I think it's been a treat. I mean, it's in rain mode at the minute.
So the next part, we came to a lake and we decided to mix it up. A few of us went one way, a few of us went the other way.
I think this was the kind of turning point for a certain member on the first day, because on one side was myself, Dom and Eoin, and on the other side was Eddie and Chris.
I decided that I really wanted to win that bit, so put some effort in, did a bit of, not really running or jogging or anything, but just walking fast, sort of jumping over a few of the bit marshy bits. Definitely got covered in quite a bit of wet soggy mud, but I got to the other side fastest, so I was pretty pleased with that. And it was also pretty fun because I could see the other guys on the other side.
We didn't really have lunch that day. We didn't stop. We didn't stop.
Did leave Chris behind a little bit, but it was just about getting to the end for me and beating them all around the lake, so that was good. Carried on walking, we got towards Coniston, so we were walking by the side of Coniston, and that was where we'd been told there could have been a bit of a shortcut, so we could have got on a boat that would take us down Coniston, so I think that might have got out 2 or 3 miles.
And the first jetty we came to was like a wreck. It was just like 3 poles and wood, and it was like, this jetty is now closed.
So I don't know if it was because of the storm damage that the pier was closed, or there was no ferries running at that time of year. So again, I don't want to put blame, but...
And at this point there'd been a bit of a split in the group. There was me, Dominic and Eoin at the front, and Eddie and Chris had kind of been a few metres behind. So instead of waiting to tell them, I thought it'd be best to carry on going, because I didn't want to kind of pour fuel on the fire of the bad points, really.
And then we got towards another jetty, and we read the signs on there, and then me and Chris were told that where we wanted to get the boat from was from the original jetty that we saw in the first place.
I could see a couple of boats, and I thought, well, even if the boats aren't working, we can at least take a few minutes here to have something to eat. We had some sweets in our rucksack and just a bit of a few minutes to recharge. So we did that. We had a bit of a sit down, and I managed to flank down one of the boats. So we managed to get a bit of a shortcut into Coniston then.
The guy who was driving the boat was a proper idiot. Very rude. Seemed like he was again making money off us. He didn't seem to want to get us on his boat. He forced us. We rushed, with all sat down. We'd probably walked about 17 miles by this point, because we've done some of these shortcuts which added extra length onto a journey.
And I think after that, the mood generally quickly got just worse and worse, just with everyone, yeah.
When we got to where we should have finished the first day, would have been probably a nice end to the first day, but we did still have a big walk. So that last hour or so trying to find a hotel in the pitch black.
And then at this point, I realised I'd made a massive error in booking the youth hostel for the wrong day.
So he was a bit worried, and did feel a bit of his pain, his hesitation with it all, really.
I was quite chilled out about it, but I know the other people was livid.
It kind of was like, where we're going to sleep tonight, what we're going to do, and I don't think the pace and the momentum was there. Owen was trying to cheer us up, and we didn't like to put blame on anyone that day, but
I couldn't quite describe the feeling that I felt at that point. And I tried to phone up the youth hostel to see if we could still get a room, but I couldn't get through with it being in the Lake District.
So that time we got a little bit fractured in the group, we spread out a little bit.
The only way to get there, this time it was in the dark, up the hills. We don't really know where we're going. The blind leading the blind.
And then we managed to get to another youth hostel, which in hindsight might have been easier to stay at, but it wasn't the one that we ended up staying at. But I was through that youth hostel, I was able to contact the other one, and we managed to arrange somewhere to stay for that night, which was all good.
Owen took the lead, he got there first, I was second, got there after him, and then Dom and David, and then Chris arrived last.
we arrived at the youth hostel. It was what we expected. We had a big room, bunk beds, it was nice, the shower was nice, the beds were comfy, it was a good price, but unfortunately, because we didn't start early enough in the day, we arrived too late for hot food. So all was available was sweets and chocolate. Now I'm a big fan of sweets and chocolate, but after doing 20 plus miles walking, being soaked through, just knackered, I just wanted a hot meal in bed.
We was all happy to take our clothes off, have showers, one at a time, not all together, we're not animals. You know, the room did stink afterwards. All the guys quite sweaty, dirty, muddy clothes.
I felt sorry for whoever was sorting out that room the next day.
But the first day was a positive day. Had a few glitches, but I feel we achieved the outcome of what we wanted. We got to the end. Nobody moaned too much. No, and we're together as a team, I believe.
Some people could say it had been fun and memorable. I'd say memorable more than fun. That's awesome, day one really.
So I remember the second day morning. The morning was good because we'd not eaten quite well the night before. So we had like a full English breakfast. I'd like been booked at the room. It was like a hostel.
Slept fairly well. I wasn't too bad with my sleeping pattern, I would say. I would have even liked my own room, such like Dominic had, but again, first come first serve. So
We had a little bit of discussion down at breakfast, which was good. So we got some hot food, which was great. Well, the food wasn't great, but it was great to have some hot food. I think I remember Chris giving the server the eye. Really, thought that was a bit inappropriate. Just doing a job. Chris was all busy looking her over and trying to flirt with her. I thought that was a bit off, really.
So we all had like a fried breakfast, cooked breakfast, bacon, sausage, toast, you know, that sort of stuff. There was a selection of mini muffins, fruits. Owen was offering brioche around.
I remember like packing my bag filled with like the fruit and all like the snacks I could grab, I could get my hands on. I think I stole like 4 yogurts.
We had to walk about a mile to get back on track. So maybe that was the planning of the whole youth hostel, because we passed another youth hostel which was on our track, you see. So if I did it again, I'd stay at a different youth hostel that was on the track. But the other one we stayed in was very nice, and it was a good walk downhill, so it was okay on the way down.
We saw a little shop nearby. The suggestion of, should we go get some supplies from there? It was like, well, what other options have we got? Oh well, there'll probably be stuff on the journey. So it's like, yeah, we don't want to stop at the first shop we see. We might see loads of things with potential for a pub lunch when we get going.
The first few hours were pretty flat, walking along kind of streams, really nice. And then we arrived in this car park, and there was big groups of people kind of getting dressed in like bouldering and rock climbing gear.
we quickly walked past them. We overtook a few other families who were getting on our way, and then we managed to go and walk into this nice valley.
It was quite scenic. It was quite nice. Quite far in, get overtaken by this guy who's doing some valley running, might be what it's called. What an athlete, what a hero, or idiot.
Just a real kick in the teeth, really. We were putting in all this effort, and then he just jogs past with his dog as if it was nothing.
I was a little bit like, well, this dog doesn't seem to be struggling, but we are. But I think that was the first time I really noticed one of us lagging behind on that day.
How's your day going, Chris?
Right, look. How the bloody hell do we get out of here? Just look. Just look.
What does David say? How are we getting out of here?
Uphill.
How do you feel about going uphill, Chris?
How the bloody hell do you think I feel? I'm doing my best not to swear.
It's turning into a beautiful sunny day though, Chris. Isn't that making you feel a bit better?
No.
What would make you feel better?
You know what would have made me feel better?
What?
Playing in bloody Blackpool.
But you're with friends, you're having a nice time.
Yeah, that's probably made me feel the best time.
Owen was leading the way, I was behind him, and then I heard him laugh, and I was like, oh, what I wonder what Owen's laughing at. So I shouted, what are you laughing at? And he said, you'll see. And then about a few metres later, I walked around the corner, and the valley just, there was nothing, it ended. There was no way to get out of the valley unless we had to turn back around. So I had to assume that the only way was up.
As it went on, me and Chris were kind of at the back having a chat, and we started to question how were we going to get out of this valley, because we just thought we'd walk out of it, but no, we came to the conclusion that we were going to have to go up, and not up what we'd already climbed and we were knackered from, up the biggest, I'd even say mountain, to be honest, I've ever seen in my life.
But we powered through, saw some pretty old sort of stone structure that people had put together, and then we came across Snake Pass.
And this is probably the single hardest bit of a journey. I don't want to say it gave me a great sense of accomplishment, but it did. It gave everyone a great sense of accomplishment, and we all really patted each other on the back and was all there with the team. Oh, we probably ran up in about 18 strides and about 3 minutes dead.
We did like a series uphill, which was like with really great views. We did some interviews, which was standard, great stuff.
Hello. Just done a bit of a nice steep stroll. Got a nice view. Took maybe 15-20 minutes, wasn't too bad. Feet got a bit wet, but you know. I'm now munching on some dried banana pancakes, so mine's good.
Done 4 hours today. Just done the hardest bit, was going up Snake Pass. At times I thought like just rolling down the hill or jumping into the waterfall and just calling it a day. It was that hard. It was ridiculous. I reckon it took over an hour. Probably half a mile, would you say, Owen?
Yeah, if that.
If that. It was just ridiculous.
That was the worst climb of my entire life. Jesus Christ.
And my back is just full of sweat. My feet are throbbing. We've only got 2 Snickers left and half a bottle of water, so it could end up like a bad day, to be honest. I hope this pub that David promised me at halfway materialises, to be honest.
So I've been up here quite a while now, and we left to just finish it. That's a lie. I think I slowed Owen down by half hour. Oh, cheers, mate. It's very difficult. If someone said, Chris, do you want to do that again? It'd be a no. The hell no. Is it the destination or is it the journey? I'm just going to get there now.
Once you got to the top after a few hours, it was absolutely beautiful. The scenery was beautiful. Everything was just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. We had to wait for the lagger behind again, but he was trying his best. You know, he came and he finished it and he achieved it without any moaning. I think that's the last time I can say without any moaning now.
We're all quite jovial, all quite full of high spirits. We'd had a couple of hard-boiled sweets, which Owen kept dishing out. Anyone want a hard-boiled sweet? Alright, Owen, yeah, we all do, thank you very much. Anyone want a bit of brioche? No, thanks, Owen, you keep that.
I don't think anyone else appreciated the worth of a good brioche.
Then we started to walk down, and the sights were absolutely incredible, really. There was a bit of sort of flat on the top where we walked a bit, but eventually we walked down some of these amazing views, and the path looked incredible.
Charlotte, if you watch this, I've got something to tell you about Dominic. He chose to run down this steep hill. It was dangerous. Could have had an accident. No, could have had an injury. What would that have done to your life? He had little to no consideration.
And Dom somehow ran down some of the hills, pretty mental really, but at that time the feet really started to kick in, pain in my feet. I think the shoes that I have are walking shoes really. I think everybody else's shoes had supports, like proper walking boots, apart from Owen's boots were meant, well they weren't boots, they were trainers.
Eddie could barely walk due to not wearing the right shoes and having feminine ankles.
So
We're starting on the decline now, coming down. Beautiful waterfall. Boys are still back up there. Take you to them now. There they are. 2 of them there.
They're just no good really, and I felt like I needed to get some better ones for next time, but that's what I do. It didn't support my ankles, it really hurt. It was a real problem going downhill. So I struggled with that bit. The views were great, took lots of pictures, but I felt a little bit like I was letting the team down. Like, I don't know how Chris felt when he was at the back and he was delaying everybody really, but I definitely felt like it was me who was delaying everybody. But
See, this is where it annoyed me a little bit, because Eddie was in a bad way and he couldn't walk very fast, so I slowed down to walk for him, but I don't remember him doing it for me on day one. But I'd like to say I'm a bigger person. I've displayed by my always upbeat, positive attitude.
From what I could tell, once we actually got to the bottom, I think it had killed Eddie's feet off. He was struggling at this point. I couldn't tell at first. I thought he was just enjoying being helpful and giving Chris some company towards the rear, but I think it was the other way round, to be honest. But also at this point, everyone was getting a bit hungry, so we managed to eventually come to this little village where we managed to get something to eat.
What we found? What we found?
A pub. Never been so happy to find somewhere to eat and drink in my life.
A bit of an annoyance, like there was a bit where we went for food. Like we like encountered a really like rude host. He was really nice. He was just like, yeah, like, we were waiting for food. I'd not ordered anything, but everyone else had. But we just stopped to check the Wi-Fi, and he was just a huge dick.
I have to say I was fairly unimpressed. Although the food probably was good, but the service was terrible. I'm sure other people can tell you about that.
Very overpriced, very expensive, but this point was all very hungry. Only spent a good 15 minutes in the toilet, probably from the brioche. Went to use the Wi-Fi. Apparently I weren't allowed to use the Wi-Fi because the woman who was allowed to use the Wi-Fi bought a 99p drink. I'd only bought a £2.50 glass of Coke, a £7.50 sandwich and a £2.50 portion of chips.
Chris wasn't happy about that he didn't have any Wi-Fi, but you know, and that was a big thing for Chris. He really did struggle without the Wi-Fi. And then he started these crappy little moaning blogs. I don't know what he called them, but they were just little moaning blogs that he thought would set YouTube alight, but were just him moaning. Just negative.
We need to find a shop.
So it's a personal blog. We've got some lunch. It's on the way, but we weren't allowed to use the internet because the lady bought a drink and we bought food and a drink. So remember to slag off that Langstruth bar. Remember that, Chris? That's really important. Put it out on TripAdvisor. Langstruth. I've had to pay just short of £8 for a roast beef sandwich.
I got like a
Better taste like heaven.
got an email just from like Domino saying thank you for your order.
It's been quite painful so far today.
Where's our pizza then?
We walked up a hill, and it wasn't a hill. It was a mountain, and it was practical. It was really steep. I don't know how we did it.
But we did.
No good came from it. We'd probably be in Keswick right now playing in the boats or something if we didn't do it. I'll do another one of these later.
He just didn't manage to keep it all together. It was hard for everybody, but I think it affected him mentally the most, really.
Eddie started to become a lot more vocal with his foot, and there was a lot more hobbling. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm pretty sure he was just being a whiny little bitch.
Get going again was agony, really. That, thinking back, can't describe the pain now. It's just a lot of effort. So kind of walking, got to Keswick, well, obviously not straight away after another lengthy walk. was hard.
There was some people a bit further behind than others, and we believe these two characters really did start a hatred of the rest of us, to be honest. They wanted to harm us. They found enjoyment in thinking of how we would get injured.
Eddie was a bit of pain at this point. I was in a bit of pain. We did talk about sabotaging Eoin. We thought about giving Eoin some dead legs at night because he was too good. He was too good.
We ended up walking on some road towards the end, and then we had to try and find our lodge for the night.
And then we turned up at what I only could describe as a stable. And not only were this stable was about 15 foot by 15 foot, which 5 of us were sleeping in. Also another family of 5 people, 3 children and 2 grown adults.
We're sharing the farmhouse with an Italian family.
It was a bit odd to share with some other people. I don't think I'd want to share a barn again. And
The Italians were happy to leave their young child, who were like 10, along with like 5 guys in a barn.
Now, when I was booking this lodge, it was pretty sure it said if you were staying with children, you would have to book out the whole lodge to yourself. This did not happen for this family that was staying there.
we started again. We found out that there was a pub close by that we could go to. Again, I felt a bit guilty because I let the team down a bit. Worked out then that my trainers were somewhat better for my feet than the boots, so I swapped into the trainers and felt like I had a new lease of life, really.
Eoin again as a trooper, he power walked down to reserve us some food, ordered some food for the guys. We all got there, we was all knackered, but we all had good food. It was nice. Went to plug my phone charger in to charge my phone up. Power sockets didn't work. I asked for permission.
Everyone's like, fish and chips are amazing.
Right guys, here we are.
4.9 on Google.
We're in a nice little pub. Friendly service, looks really quaint, the sort of thing you'd expect in the countryside. Bit annoying, I did ask to use a plug socket and the woman, I don't know if she said yes, don't know if she said no. I don't know if she knows if she gave me a clear answer. I assumed it was a yes. Plugged my phone in, plug socket didn't work. I don't know if that's just shoddy electrician work or they've turned them off so people don't use plug sockets. I can't really imagine there's a lot of youths coming in here to use plug sockets. It's not McDonald's. Eoin did a cracking job getting down here, ordering the food for the boys. He ordered these onion rings, ordered David a sausage, shocker. It's crazy. The only thing I say about this place is that the glasses of Coke are small, too small. We'll probably do one later when we're back in the barn.
I was so exhausted that night that I wasn't able to kind of take in how good it was. I mean, I do like a nice Cumberland sausage, and that Cumberland sausage was a nice big one that I did enjoy. I can't remember what everybody else had, but I think when everyone else saw that Cumberland sausage, they wanted a piece of it too.
The food was okay, and we walked back. A lot of pain. I just remember a lot of pain, to be honest, and a lot of mental pain coming from the moaners as well, to be honest.
It was hard to negotiate back to our barn for the night, but I have to say, when you were looking up at the stars, it was pretty spectacular.
So we went back to our stable with the other family, unpacked in the dark because they were already asleep, and fell asleep. Now, there was one of us that snored quite loudly, and I believe he was also one of the moaners, but you know, we all have our own different sleeping habits.
So it's another one of my epic video diaries. I know everyone's getting excited about them now. Getting ready to start day 3.
Yeah, you should do like a video diary, but every day you just get side over and side up.
Pretty happy that. Pretty happy that. Always wearing a bandana, and I think that's the only good that's going to come out of today.
Last day you're like, oh man.
I don't think David Bind is very popular with the group right now, because he did this. He's hurt all our legs and ankles. I'm not saying we're emotionally frail and fragile, but we are physically weak, and that could lead to that. We're going into Keswick now to get some breakfast. If you don't have everything good there, that probably will be David's fault again. If the shops are shut, David's fault. If it rains, David's fault. If it's sunny, David's fault for making us too warm and sweaty. It's David's fault.
So the third day, so all of us were feeling, I'd say 110%. We were all ready to go. Well, I should say all of us except one person who just didn't have the heart to do it. Chris had a second wind. Dom was feeling super amazing.
Nobody really wanted to say anything, but we kind of all knew the person that was struggling with the not appropriate footwear wasn't going to progress well this day.
My feet really hurt. The pain was unbearable again. I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it, but after sort of having a look at the directions that we're going, having a discussion with everybody, G'd me up.
Eddie, I didn't think he was going to be in as much trouble as he would with his feet, but I think that's down to his not preparing himself as much.
He was wearing inappropriate footwear, and this was proved by the amount of times he fell, to be honest.
Remember the time Eddie fell over?
We were all a bit apprehensive about how Eddie was going to be because his feet were pretty much destroyed. He was struggling to walk. And then I remember speaking to Owen in the morning, and he'd checked the weather, and he said it was torrential rain all day.
Day 3 started. It was to say it was wet would be an understatement. It's like it was torrential, tropical storms.
Weather was awful. Absolutely chucked it down. It just put a bit of a down on spirits, but we all clubbed together. We got going, and we completed day 3. It was really hard work.
Reluctantly, I think we all got into the taxi, apart from Eddie, who was ecstatic about it, but we got into the taxi. Went to Keswick, and kind of we kept making attempts of trying to walk, but Eddie just wasn't for it. So we had to spend most of the day in Wetherspoons, unfortunately.
Like, I'm going to be 100% honest. When Eddie said he couldn't do it, I did not disagree with him. I didn't try and push him. I was like, oh yeah, damn it, you don't want to do it? You want to stay in Wetherspoons all day? Oh man, oh that's so rough. Yeah, okay. I've already ordered my food.
We took over that Wetherspoons. We took over a table. We put all our phones on charge, and we got 2 meals. We played lots of games.
I enjoyed being the quiz master, and we had a really good fun day. Not as much fun as we would have had walking in the rain, because it did piss it down that day.
So after Wetherspoons, went to booths. We all got supplies, and then we made our way to the bar we're staying in. We looked at getting the bus there because Eddie was still in a bad way, but it turned out the bus would have been longer and more expensive than getting a taxi. So you know, we're not idiots. We got a taxi.
Taxi driver was a bit of a lad. I'm pretty sure he did fart, even if Chris did as well.
I say we're not idiots, but we chose to walk 70 odd miles in 4 days. So we got to the barn.
When we got there, it was a bit nice. In the last place we got, it was just for us. There was a games room. We played a bit of pool together. Went down stairs. Got a bit of a log fire going, so it was nice and warm.
We had lots of good snacks that we bought from the shop, lots of drink, and probably had the best night of the walk.
We all had a chance to like unwind and just kind of enjoy it and chill out.
We managed to stay warm and toasty for the whole evening, and we had a great time playing heads up on our phone.
We all sort of felt like real men, you know, getting the log fire going. The farmer didn't do it, we did it.
We played heads up, which was great. Acting different things out. I saw a bit too much of Dom. I don't want to see again. Paintball. I'll leave that to your own imagination to realise what happened there.
We get together regularly and do other things, but playing heads up when you're out in the Lake District, nobody else around, you can't really make memories like that.
And some people started skipping, lots of laughs. Owen hung a hammock up in the loft. I had the best night's sleep, watched a couple of good films, and really that night is what kind of I was hoping every night on the walk would be.
Watching the bins skip like little fairy girls, that was good fun.
Moving on to day 4, we all knew it was a hard task for day 4.
I think I think everyone was kind of like, everyone definitely got a second win from the fourth day. The fact that it was the last day, last slog, we all had a great start to it.
We'd all had a really good night. We'd kind of connected as a team again. We were ready.
Dom offered me some painkillers, and I thought, well, I'm not only one for painkillers, but I've had a lot of pain on this trip, so I thought I'd go for it.
I think the fourth day wasn't as a harder walk. It was quite flat. It was through lots of villages. There was lots of signposts.
Started off walking through these nice, quaint little village.
Beautiful houses, kind of ones you'd only have in your dreams. The garden, like little streams down them, running through the gardens, little bridges over the gardens, kind of beautiful country cottages.
Should we have a game of knock-a-door run? No, Owen. We're not 11. Oh yeah, Owen playing knock-a-door run. And we've got nowhere to run.
And then we all had to bloody leg it through this beautiful village playing knock-a-door run. It just came out of nowhere.
He didn't tell us we were doing it. He just went up to the door, knocked on the door, started running. He might have been drunk again, we don't know.
Everyone was very pissy about Knock-a-Door Run. I did Knock-a-Door Run. I just heard moans.
Down to Eddie's good sign reading, we almost took a wrong turn, but down to him we worked out that a bridge was broken, so we had to kind of negotiate and do some bit of trespassing to get past.
There was some roadworks that were taking place apparently, and there was a big fence separating us from where we needed to go.
So we were redirected. We managed to do it. We had to cut down a street that I don't think we should have done, kind of climb over the fence or side of the fence, but no, it was nice. I think we also walked through a bog as well, pretty much that day. David said, let's walk down side of the stream. Next thing I realised, it was a bog.
We came across a German family that we think were the German. They were also doing the Cumbrian Way.
Who didn't know really where they were going, and they started to follow us.
Yeah, the Germans. Yeah, we were kind of playing a bit of cat and mouse. Like we'd get ahead, they'd catch up, and no, yeah, it was good. I think that pushed us on going up the hill bits. Know that we couldn't be beaten by them, but it was really nice to see they were doing the same walk as us. Kind of, they were getting as lost as us, and it just proved that it wasn't just David's map reading skills. Everybody struggled on the walk.
Owen gave a great helping hand to Eddie.
Managed to get to a co-op. It was just on the outskirts of Carlisle.
Walked past a pub. I thought this would be a great place to stop for some lunch. We chose not to. We chose to go to a co-op shop and get maybe a ginster's pasty, stuff like that each.
We knew that the final destination was in distance, so it kept us all going.
Now, the only issue that I would have with the last day was my map ran out on my phone, and instead of getting my manual map out from my rucksack, we just decided to take the road straight into Carlisle. I think in hindsight we probably should have stuck to the footpath, because walking on the road I don't think was that safe. And also quite a few cars beeped the horns as we were walking on the road.
There was also, my feet were wrecked. These photos that are on Instagram, that Facebook shared with people, my feet were wrecked, everyone's feet were wrecked.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling 100%, and I don't believe anybody else was feeling 100%.
I've had dead toenails from this walk. I've had toenails that have fallen off. My feet were the bad way. They were swollen. My ankle was swollen. My feet were swollen. But we just carried on.
We had some great chats. The sun came out. It was really good. I really enjoyed day 4, I think.
When we did get to the final end, we ended up staying in Abyss, which I have to say I was fairly disappointed with.
I remember when the planner was planning this little trip, and he said, the last night shall we stay at this amazing hotel at the end? And he said, we'll stay at a really nice hotel.
Carlisle Hotel, that was like the luxury really compared to the other places we've been, so that was great.
Now we got to the Abyss, and I think while we had reservations, they'd not been paid for. The person who organised it looks around, so yeah. Again, I step up like a hero, whip the card out, put it on, the money gets transferred, fine, not an issue.
I wanted to make the final place that we stay in somewhere nice, but I can't really say much more than it was average.
It was more, the room's more like a pod, like you sort of find on a space station, especially the bathroom, the shower area.
We had a buffet, Chinese buffet, all you could eat.
all you can eat. It ticked all the boxes. It was great.
We had a real good hearty team tea, smashed that Chinese buffet, didn't we?
Walked down to the cathedral. It was alright. Had a picture taken. Yeah, it was good.
But we all felt a massive sense of accomplishment.
Although we were struggling walking in Carlisle, it was a good way to finish.
We're all cheerful. We didn't want to beat David up, for the mistakes that happened.
Now it's been a while. I think I definitely want to do another long walk again where we'd stay over. I think the staying over bit was fun.
I definitely do a walk again with the people I did again. Maybe not that walk because we've done it, and doing it again, I don't know what would benefit from it. So I'd do a different walk, definitely. But I'd recommend the walk, it was amazing.
I definitely want to do that walk again because I feel like we have not completed that walk.
I think that exact walk again, I feel like we've done it now, but then at the same time, I feel like I would want to do it again. For me, I would just want to wear different shoes.
I would definitely do it again.
I would definitely do it again, yeah.
I'd do it again.
Yeah, no, definitely in a hobby, but only again with you guys.
This is where I don't want to admit it, but yeah, I would.